Hello, this is Chef Brad, America's Grain Guy with the WonderMill Company. We're going to do hamburger buns today. You know, I absolutely hate generic hamburger buns. They're unhealthy for you. They're packed with preservatives. I can't even eat them at home, and I can't even eat them when I go out to the cheap burger places. Nothing to me changes the texture, the flavor of a burger than the bun. And the thing that gets me the most is all the chemicals they put in a hamburger bun to make it light and fluffy. We're going to show you how to do it the Chef Brad way, healthy. And I'm not going to use a lot of whole grain in it because that defeats the purpose for a hamburger bun. A hamburger bun should be enjoyable. It should complement. You shouldn't be eating a hamburger and it shouldn't feel like you're eating something really healthy. So we're going to up the nutrition a little bit in it, but I still want to retain the integrity of what a hamburger bun should be. So you're going to love this. It's going to be really fun, and you will never again buy a hamburger bun. I make them up. This is a big batch, but I put them in the freezer. They freeze perfectly. Then when I feel like that burger, I just pull them out of the freezer, and I'm good to go. This same recipe will make hot dog buns for you too. And I love to add things to my hamburger buns to just change the game a little bit. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We have everything ready here. The first thing we're going to do is we have some warm milk. Now, milk and eggs are essential in a hamburger bun because it gives it that cakey texture. So here we go. We have our milk back here. We're going to pour in about 4 cups of milk. And it's hot milk. It's good. And then for our sweetener, we're going to use agave. I don't need to put sugar in there. Agave works great. So 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of agave. And I want to add some chia seed to it. It just makes it so pretty. It's not a lot of nutrition, but it makes the bun really, really pretty. So we're going to put like a half a cup of chia seed in there. And we have our eggs. And a little bit of salt. Now for the oil, don't laugh, I'm using bacon and bacon drippings. For the oil and the flavor, oh my goodness, eat a hamburger bun with the bacon already in the bun, it's great. And you know what, I do love healthy food, but I also love food that's healthy for the soul, and that's kind of what this is. Okay, so then we're going to put white flour, and I'm not using just any white flour. King Arthur's, Wheat Montana, either one of those are good choices. They're chemical free. That's what I love about it. So we're going to dump some flour in there. And then on top of that, we're going to add our yeast, our instant yeast. A few tablespoons of yeast. And I can't express how important it is to measure perfectly when you're doing this. I do that on purpose. Bread making is not an exact science. It should be fun and enjoyable. So don't worry about it. Okay, we have everything in there. We're going to turn the mixer on, and then we're going to only add flour as we need it until it cleans the sides of the bowl. And then we're going to let it knead about 5 to 6 minutes, and we're going to pull it out and form our hamburger buns. I have my flour ready in case I need more, which I will need a little more. If you happen to add a little bit too much flour, just add a little more liquid and you'll be perfectly fine. See how moist that is? We want to stiffen that up. So we're going to add a little more flour. When I do this, I want to make a nice batch so I don't have to do it again for a while. And they're also great to share with the neighbors. Okay, see how it's starting to pull away from the sides? Still a little sticky, a little bit more flour. Our mixer will tell us when we have enough flour. No matter what the recipe says, go with what the WonderMix tells you. See how that's pulling away? That's beautiful. Still a little bit more down in there. And I want to tell you, it already smells great with that bacon in there. Some other variations, feta cheese, Kalamata olives, green scallions, sliced thin, caramelized onions, the list goes on. Just be creative and add what your family loves to your hamburger bun. That's what makes it fun. You can see now how it's cleaning the sides of the bowl. We're going to let it go now for 6 minutes and it will be perfectly ready to form our bun. a simple trick, when your dough is ready to come out, before you turn it off, just take a little bit of oil and it'll go around, just drizzle it around the edges, it'll coat the oil, and then it comes out of the pan perfectly every time. Our dough is finished. The next step is we're going to put a little bit of oil on the counter. Remember, flour dries the dough up, so the least amount of flour we can use, the better the end result. And that's really important when you're doing something like a hamburger bun, because you want it to be light and fluffy. So we have a little bit of oil on the counter. We're going to take our bowl here, take it off, and just dump it right out. There you go. With that little bit of oil we put on there, it just came right out. And now with my other oiled hand, I can just take and put the dough off the dough hook. Beautiful. And I want you to look at the texture of the dough. Look at the bacon in there and the chia seed. Just made it so pretty. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely beautiful dough. You gotta love the WonderMix mixer. It makes the most beautiful dough of any machine I've ever used. That is just perfection. Now let's make our hamburger buns. I like to take my dough and divide it up. Okay, then I set that half over there, and then I'm gonna cut this piece in half, set that over there, and then I'm gonna cut this one in half. That way I get my buns pretty much the same size. And then I'm going to cut this in half, and this in half, and then it depends on what you want from here. If you want little sliders, you would do these in thirds. If you want a regular hamburger bun, just cut these in half. Okay, then once you cut them in half, I just take it and kind of fold it all in. So I'm doing that, just fold it in, turn it over. You have a nice little round piece of dough. Put that down, flatten it on the counter, and then I'm going to take this and set it on a parchment paper. There we go. Very simple. And already this dough, you can feel how light and fluffy it is. It's just amazing. This is going to be beautiful hamburger buns. Flatten. Just set these on here. And if you do a lot, don't worry if your oven's not big enough. They'll just raise and they'll just get fluffier and prettier. And I'm not worried about making them look perfect. These are homemade buns. They should have a little bit of that homemade look to them. So don't worry about how it looks. What we're worried about is the texture, which we know is going to be perfect. And the flavor is going to be amazing. There we go. Okay, so this is for hamburger buns. If you want a hot dog bun, all you do is fold it in and you kind of roll it out like this. And as big as you want your hot dog, if you're doing the great big ones, but remember, these are going to grow a lot. So for doing hot dog buns, you roll them out, just kind of knead it in, make sure it's kind of even, and just kind of roll it out. And then we're going to let these rise on a pan and bake these. And just remember, they grow a lot. Sometimes I've made them and it's hard to find a hot dog big enough to fit them. So these will be just about perfect for the size of hot dog that we want. Our hamburger and hot dog buns are out of the oven. You got to take a look at them. They're absolutely beautiful. This is our regular burger bun. Now, if you wanted this a little shiny, I normally don't, but you can put an egg wash in there and it's going to be shiny and pretty. This is a slider size. I just cut this size in half, the amount of dough in half, and I have the little slider buns. And then here's our hot dog buns. They kind of stick together. Cut them in the half. Oh my goodness, the texture is absolutely beautiful. Simple, easy, and delicious. Life just gets better when you have a WonderMix in your home.